Great.
That was gonna, but I took a look at the charts. Now,
That sounded better.
We're staying up tonight.
We're so fucking rich. Get the goddamn money printer out.
J Squad.
Gonna be so goddamn. Gary Gensler.
Yo, what's the news?
Money.
negative beta.
I want my fucking money. Gary Gensler. I want my fucking money. Money. I want my fucking money. Gary Gensler. I want my fucking money. 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 I just want my fucking money. Gary Gensler.
Nice.
I want my fucking money. 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 I want my fucking money.
Squad.
Chill out on that. I've had my fun.
You had your fun. Fun just begun.
Hey, what's my super chat? Will you play it again?
Please do.
Is it PHUN or
Send me a super chat right away.
because PHUN has run a bit?
PHUN, DWAC, CFVI, they run together.
Let me adjust my audio. Just make sure everything's square. Alright, we were having some fun, just playing some music, messing around. Just kind of waiting for people to show up if you wanted to come in and see what the hell's going on. If you really want to know what's going on with this after hours shit, it's quite simple. Let's see. Let's see what the media tells us, first of all. Alright. Let's take a look. Can you guys hear me alright over there?
Yeah, all good.
Alright, cool. Just making sure. Yeah, my audio looks okay over here on Streamlabs. Turn my mic up. Thank you very much, Number. Appreciate you. Good looking out, guys. Is that a little bit better there, James? I think it should be. All right, now I'll take questions, but I'll only take questions from people that super chat. I'm just kidding. I'll take any questions you guys have, you guys want, you know, or have. But look at this way. The media is telling you GameStop is fucking running because of an NFT and crypto partnership. GameStop stock soars over 30% after hours. GameStop sees another surge on reports of NFT. Beat GameStop and AMC with this explosive growth stock. Motley Fool, thefool.com. Of course, they're trying to put our eyes elsewhere. GameStop surges on NFT and crypto plans. GameStop entering NFT and cryptocurrency market. GameStop entering NFT and cryptocurrency markets. GameStop enter. Do you get what the fuck I'm trying to tell you? The market is pushing a narrative, not for you or I. All right? We already know what's going on. They're pushing this narrative for all the other people out there that don't do their due diligence and just believe what the media tells. They open the Wall Street Journal, or they go online and they read it, or they check out Reuters, and they see all these stocks saying, all these companies that are owned by the same fucking people telling you that this is the simple reason why GameStop is up. It's not. It's not. There's something called rollover dates, and there are short positions and failures to deliver that need to be rolled over consistently. All right? Failures to deliver need to be returned. Shorts need to be covered and then taken out again. We saw a beautiful move in the after hours on GameStop today, as well as a lot of other stocks. check this thing out. It's currently up 25%. At one point, it was up 20%. Got shorted down to about 13% positive, and then ran again. Got up to about 33% run on the day in the after hours, and here we are again back down to 25%. This is real-time pricing data, okay? And there, as you can see right now, there is only 39,000 shares available to short, as shown right here. Okay? That's not a lot of shares available to short. That's for sure. You've got clear signs here. You've got clear signs here of what's going on, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. GameStop ran 33% after hours, up 25%. AMC ran about 15% after hours, currently up 6%. Why did they do it after hours? Because your options, you cannot buy or sell options after hours. You cannot FOMO buy or create gamma squeezes or after hours with your options. Okay. And that's what really causes it, not shares. We're going to have a talk about that too, because there needs to be an honest discussion in this damn community about the use of fucking options and the fact that they are imperative to a short squeeze. BBIG was up after hours, currently up 3%. BBBY, 13%. Cost, 6.8. Beyond, 15.68. DoorDash, 7.63. Canogistics, 84%. MRIN, Marin Software, up 39% in the after hours. All this is just because GameStop is launching an NFT marketplace, of which we knew 2 fucking weeks ago? Bullshit. This is the ride of Boss Revere, and the Boss Revere is telling you that the shorts are covering. I'm going to run fucking all around the streets on horseback. The shorts are covering. The shorts are covering. We're going to be fucking rich.
Hell yeah.
Plain and fucking simple. It's not all of them, because guess what? There are billions and billions of fucking naked shorts and failures to deliver, and married puts, divorced puts, ISDA contracts, futures, swaps, total equity return swaps, collateralized debt obligations, all sorts of fucking bullshit going on here. ETFs being shorted, IWM amongst others. Did MRIN run 37% after hours because of GameStop? No. Canogistics 84%? No. Even Lucid, DraftKings, BlackBerry, fucking worthless company on shit news that their platform's not even being accepted anymore. Beyond Meat, 15% run in the after hours. Yeah, drop a goddamn like, please, for the algorithm. Share it with other people, okay? Get it through other people's head by sharing it on YouTube and social media so that other people can see what the fuck's going on here. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that GameStop's not up 26% because of the NFT marketplace. We knew about this shit in fucking December of 2021. We've been talking about this since February of 2021. This is nothing new. You can go to the GameStop NFT website since mid-December. It's nothing. Fong Power, get the fuck out of here. Stop being a show. It's too easy. It's too easy. The shows are too easy, man. Unbelievable. Thanks, Javi. Appreciate my mods. Thank you guys very much. You guys are amazing. This shit is too clear, okay? This is the second day in a row where we've had a red stock market. Yesterday, the NASDAQ was down 3.5%. Today, it was green all day, just barely, and 15 minutes before the end of the day, during power hour, the stock took a complete shit. The stock market took a complete shit because it's all artificial strength. All right. There used to be an honest discussion here. Somewhere along the line, people forgot that Deep fucking Value and others in January got us here because of options. Because of gamma. Gamma squeezes are caused by options, which causes FOMO buying, which causes delta hedging. Because usually when there's low volume, a market maker will take your calls and marry them with somebody else's puts. They'll take your calls and they'll create divorce puts in order to hedge against you without actually hedging or buying shares. But at some point, when the stock market crashes, like I've been fucking telling you guys it's going to, and it is, and it will continue to do, slowly but surely every day, until at one point it crashes drastically. But until that day, it's going to continue to slow bleed and hemorrhage. And every now and then, we're going to have these little AMC and GameStop runs where GameStop runs 33%, AMC runs 15% in the fucking after hours, because this prevents your options from gaining value. Because you can't see what your options are worth in the after hours. All you see is what they were worth when the market closed, and you'll see what they're worth again once the market opens at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. I want my fucking money! We're going to be so goddamn rich, you're not even going to know what the fuck to do with yourself. I am not a financial advisor. I do not have a goddamn crystal ball, because if I did, I'd be a billionaire. Granted, I do have some money, thankfully, but I had to work very hard to get it, and I am putting a lot of it, the majority of it, on the fact that I know exactly what the fuck's going on here with these assholes. Fuck long-term stock SPY puts. Sean Lee, you don't know shit if you're saying another options idiot. I've made more money on options in one fucking day than you've made in your life. Shut the fuck up with your bullshit. Get it the fuck out of my channel. Fucking pussy bitch. Goddamn simp. This is an adult channel for a reason.
Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah.
We are adults and we trade like adults. They can call me dumb fucking money all they want. But when we're exercising when we're exercising tens of thousands of fucking options contracts, calls, after selling hundreds of thousands of calls before that, we are going to be left over with tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of fucking shares. And if the price continues to rise, we're going to bank on the fucking premium. We're going to cause more FOMO. We're going to cause more gamma squeezes, delta hedging. We're going to fuck these hedge funds until we're fucking ridiculously rich. The DTC is going to have to step in at $1 million because there's no fucking way they're going to be able to let it go on beyond that.
Money printer goes burr.
Cash
Goddamn right
money.
it does.
That's right, man.
You're goddamn right it does.
Preach.
And there is no gamma without options.
There's no fucking gamma without options. Plain and fucking simple. There can be no gamma. The market will continue to fucking bleed little by little for the next 2 fucking weeks, most likely. And at one point, Shimao, Evergrande, all these other fucking pricks, they're going to go fucking bankrupt. Or their default is going to be too much. There's Chinese people getting arrested because they're protesting, banging down the fucking doors of Evergrande. There are hundreds of billions of dollars of bonds held by companies like BlackRock and HSBC, UBS, and other banks. And they've used special purpose vehicles with money given to them by the Federal Reserve legally. And this special purpose vehicles are used to prop up these Chinese fucking garbage real estate junk bonds. This is the new collateralized debt obligation. This is the new mortgage-backed security. And
Those
when
are going to be in
goddamn
people's
things
pension.
default, the slow bleed of a stock market is not going to be a slow bleed of a stock market anymore. When these pieces of shit default, the entire goddamn stock market is going to see the worst correction any of us have ever seen in their lives. When that happens, maybe an hour, maybe a day, maybe 3 days later, AMC and GameStop shorts are going to have to be closed out because there's going to be liquidations and there's going to be FTDs closed out. Just like there was today that made a GameStop run to 33% after hours, AMC run to 15% after hours. But they're not going to run 33%. It's going to run 3,300%, maybe 33,000%. Your options are going to gain tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of fucking dollars if you learn how to fucking layer, stagger your goddamn options over months, over the next several months at proper strike prices. without doing weekly garbage. Weekly garbage is getting you nowhere. The only way to fucking really put the pressure on them, and what is putting the pressure on them is January 21st, $145 calls. But guess what? You're not going to want to hear this, but I'm going to tell you. The majority of January 21st calls, if not all of them, are going to expire out of the money. A lot more than are currently in the money even right now. Especially those 200,000 open interest on those $145 call options for AMC and similar numbers for GameStop up in the high 500s and such. Why? Because there's also over 1 million puts in the money on IWM, and a lot more than are going to go in the money if they bring the price down a little bit farther on the IWM and other companies like this. Other ETFs that are holding meme stocks, of which I've showed you hundreds of ETFs in the past. All of these ETFs eventually need to be closed out, and all of those short positions need to be closed out. The more people that have their 401ks in ETFs that have like GameStop and AMC, in my opinion, they probably hold a better chance than those that have their ETFs in other companies like FANG, and blue chip stocks, because those are the ones that are extremely overvalued. Meanwhile, GameStop and AMC and Beyond and Cost and BBY, BBIG, all the Sundial, BlackBerry, Marin, all these other companies, DWAC even, have a high short interest. And that's going to cause a lot of financial runs. Just like my girlfriend, Ol Yeller, told you in front of Congress when she testified on September 27th regarding the CARES Act. All right. Options is the way to go. Deep fucking Value was doing what? 1-to-1. He was buying sets of 2 options, many, say 100. He would sell 50 of his calls when the price ran up and he made thousands of % on it. He would sell 50 of his calls and he would exercise the other 50. Now, that's 50 times 100 shares that need to be delivered to Deep fucking Value by the market maker. Guess what that does? Causes hedging and gamma squeezes. And then FOMO buying. And then further fucking people buying calls and shares. That's more shit that needs to be delivered. That's why they pulled the goddamn buy button on January 28th, 29th. Because the brokers couldn't fucking handle it, and neither could the market makers or the hedge funds. And they knew it. And it's the same thing that's happening. The stock market will bleed for the next week or two. It will eventually crash when either Evergrande or any of these other fucking massive developers goes out of business, and it will happen very soon. Or Dr. Marco Metzler, former Fitch Ratings Group analyst, director, I should say, not analyst, director of the former Fitch Rating Group, files or has completed the insolvency petition against the Evergrande Corporation in the Cayman Islands. The moment that happens, those bonds will be completely worthless. So hundreds of billions of dollars of notional value bonds and actual value bonds that are being purchased for pennies on the dollar because of the low share prices of Evergrande and these other Chinese developers using these special purpose vehicles given to them by the government. These special purpose vehicles that the Federal Reserve is using to allow BlackRock and other Vanguard and such, that gives them money to buy these Chinese real estate bonds. That allows further collateral, as well as they're able to use dual purpose notes and auto-callable yield notes to put your pension, 401k, and other forms of investment that are not self-managed into these junk bonds. They sneak them in there in all of these ETFs that you have no idea they're fucking in there, but they are. And when Evergrande defaults, the market will collapse. It will probably be a 40 to 60% correction in my eyes, and I think I'm almost even understating it. I'm leaning more towards 65% correction in the stock market. And I don't really care if you don't believe me, that's fine. You can go on your way if you don't. When that happens, there will be a short time period, and GameStop and AMC will fly. I believe AMC will run to the $250 to $260 mark. I believe GameStop will run to the $850 to $1,000 mark. We will spend a day or 2 or 3 there. And if enough people buy, hold, sell calls, buy calls, and exercise calls, then we've got an amazing chance of possibly seeing 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 on AMC. And I believe that with every fiber of my being. If you take the run of 0 to 72, there was, how many was there? There was 52 billion, I'm sorry, my bad, 16 billion shorted shares on AMC in 2021. 16 billion shorted shares, okay? We only have 523 million shares in the float. Retail owns 80%, 23% of which is held on Webull. So that must mean that that number is actually not real. Because if Webull alone has 121 million shares of AMC, there's no way that the 900 other brokers around the world don't have other shares to exceed the float. It's statistically impossible. Note, I didn't even mention institutional buyers who own 25% of the float. I also didn't mention the short interest, which is another 20% of the float. Gee, did you see how long ago we got past 100? This is Germany's inflation rate. The last time we saw this was in 1990s. Year-over-year inflation in Germany skyrocketed. This is going to destroy the European markets. The Asian markets are going to be destroyed by Evergrande, which will leak over into the European markets as well as the American markets, because our banks are worldwide. This was yesterday's $1 trillion loss on the NASDAQ. And they're trying to say that it's a hedge fund circulation out of tech stocks, but I highly believe that. I highly doubt that, actually. I believe that hedge funds are moving their money elsewhere and leaving people such as yourselves and myself with, investment accounts and such, holding the bag with Fang Mat and other blue chip stocks.
Taking it to places like
Today's reverse repurchase program exceeded $1.56 trillion. The reason for the reduction from the all-time high of the reverse repurchase program to what we're seeing now is due to the fact that at December 31st, when we were at the all-time high, that was being used by 103 counterparties to balance their books. So naturally, on the first day of trading after that, the number of counterparties, because they had already cooked the books for the year of 2021, it had reduced significantly by about 25. We were at 1.51 trillion on the reverse repurchase agreement today with 74 counterparties. That is showing how much liquidity is actually required. All right. This is the liquidity required by these banks in order to maintain their margin position. Fidelity is one of the highest. It is definitely at the top of that list. I don't know what to think about Fidelity at the moment. This is the highest inflation in Germany since 1992, according to my man Holger Zayspitz, Market Maniac. Fantastic. Check him out on Twitter. JP Morgan is leaving the DTC. They're closing their DTC accounts. JP Morgan knows that a lot of banks are going to be going bankrupt, such as Bank of America in my eyes and Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is over leveraged 130 to 1 based on their asset notional values compared to their total derivatives, which is reflected on the bank liabilities form H8, as well as the, sorry, my dog's going nuts, apologies about that, as well as other documentation I can show you, bank and liability derivatives. But JP Morgan is getting out of the DTC because they want to have no part of it. They know that lots of banks are going to go bankrupt, and other members of the DTC got to foot the bill. The DTC has a $70 trillion insurance policy, and guess what that's based off of? The assets of their other members. So JP Morgan saying, I'm not going to be caught holding Goldman Sachs fucking bag of garbage. So they're pulling out. And JP Morgan has about $1 billion worth of silver, actual bullion in their possession, as well as
1 billion ounces.
1 billion ounces. What did I say?
$1 million.
Sorry, you're right. Billion troy ounces in their possession, in their actual vaults, and they lease that. They lease that to Bank of America. Bank of America doesn't have any. I'm sorry, they don't lease all of that. They lease about $300 million worth to Bank of America because they're desperate for liquidity and collateral right now. We're in for some fun. If you didn't know, now you know. Adam Aaron bought shitloads of shares. He sold some. Looks like he exercised some calls. Bought 750,000 shares. I can't really zoom in on it, but you can check it out elsewhere if you want. It's all over the internet as well as my Twitter. Okay, another Chinese developer. You notice a trend? Not fucking Shimao, not Evergrande. This is Guangzhou. Their dollar bonds have collapsed to 30 cents on the dollar. Oh, you can't even see it because it's, yeah, that's how low it is. You couldn't even see it. My bad. Check it out. Is this look like it's a contained thing? And guess what? Every one of these fucking developers has millions, hundreds of millions, or tens of billions of dollars in bonds that are held by offshore companies. And that does not include the debt that they have within China. That's just to offshore bondholders. My man Hang Loose 1337. So I love it when he posts because he's always bringing some good. See this right here? This is the RRP in 2020 during COVID when the market had a little hiccup. You guys remember that? I bet that kind of hurt, didn't it? Mm-hmm. What kind of hiccup you think the market's going to have now? It's going to puke all over you. It's not going to have a fucking hiccup. It's going to vomit all over you and then spit on you and kick you while you're down if you're not properly hedged. Good God. Fucking be careful out there. Oh, goddamn right. Jesus. And of course, your Fidelity right at the top, right at the very top of the heap. Meet Kevin sometimes posts some good stuff. I do like to follow him. He said the Fed will run off their balance sheet much more substantially than ever before. For those of you that didn't see the Fed meeting minutes, this is talking about the Fed meeting minutes that occurred 3 weeks ago, which we just got yesterday. But I already knew what the fuck they said because we talked about it months ago because we can see it. We don't have to wait for the Federal Reserve to read the reports that they're giving us. We've already done that on this channel. Please go watch the 120 plus videos about the other government reports if you'd like to see them. They're all over the place. I'm not going to go over every single one of them right now. But I've done some calculations based off the numbers of AMC and GameStop. And there's no way in my eyes that AMC doesn't hit a minimum of $10,000 to $20,000 a share. Plain and simple. GameStop, nearly 100,000, if not more, in my eyes. Plain and simple. No one will tell me otherwise. And when you say let's bet on it, I already have. I got more money than the majority of people bet on it, that's for sure. You guys may or may not have been watching crypto, but what you've seen now Bitcoin getting back down to 43,000 and such, Ethereum under 3,500, you're going to see it get a lot worse before it gets better. This is not going to be all good situation, okay? Crypto's going to get a lot worse, and it's going to continue to get worse. You're going to see some green days and some fake strength, but it's gonna bleed. Look, as you said yesterday, we called it yesterday when it was the market was down 0.19, 0.98, and the Dow was positive, and I was telling you guys, like, the market's is fucking bleeding. It's gonna keep going. NASDAQ ended up 0.38. And a few minutes later, I posted again. You know, you see it going. Like, this thing's gonna keep going. NASDAQ was down 3.5. S&P lost 1.5, almost 2%. There you go. The coup de grace. Who wants to see billions of shares? You've probably already seen this. It's 2021. This is based off data from chartexchange.com. You take the total unreported shares of AMC as 4.79 million and the total short reported as 11.2 million. I'm sorry, billion. 4.7 billion and 11.28 billion. The thing is, this is 46% to float, or let's see, 16%, 1,200% increase from since January. 5,600% of the float was traded in 2021 alone. How can that be? Apes own 80 to 90% of the float. Retail investors own 80 to 90% of the 513 million available shares. I didn't sell any shares this year. Did you? I bought a lot of shares. I bought a lot of calls. And I bet a lot of other people probably did too. So how was there 28.861 billion shares traded in 2021 when institutional ownership is only 25%, which is around 100 million to 110 million of the shares? Legitimate shares, not the synthetics. We had 24 billion reported total volume traded. Guess why the numbers exceed 100% over and over and over again? Because it can only be done with synthetic shares. It can only be done with naked shorts and synthetic shorts and failures to deliver. And not hedging. And when you don't hedge and you marry puts and calls to try to move your short interest into failure to delivers in the future for a market maker, this is what happens. And eventually, it comes time to pay the piper. And the 0.01% of people in America that are invested in this, us, the 5 million people in AMC, 0.01% of the American population, we're going to be fucking rich.
So fucking rich.
It's gonna be now.
J Squad.
Gonna be so goddamn rich.
I think it's time to blow this thing. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Oh yeah. Gonna be fucking rich. I want my fucking money. Griffin, I want my fucking money. Yo, motherfucker. Holy shit, we're gonna be so fucking rich.
Let's go.
Motherfucker to say what?
Great. Damn it, we're gonna be so fucking rich.
Fuck yeah.
This is the largest U.S. stocks And they are almost expensive as they were during the dot-com bubble. But guess what? These ratio calculations are not done the same as they were back in the 2000s. This calculation you're seeing here, this actually, if you calculated it the same way that they did back in the year 2000, would actually be much higher, closer to 65 to 70 on this chart. Stocks are more overvalued than they've ever been. Real estate is more overvalued than it's ever been in history. The United States has more debt than we've ever had. $29 trillion in debt. The fiat is losing its foothold on the world at this point. The US dollar is going to need to undergo some serious changes. And there's a squeeze on commodities like gold and silver that are going to make a lot of people a lot of money. So I want people to realize that there's a lot more to the stock market than just AMC and GameStop. They are, in my eyes, number one. But there's also ways to preserve your wealth that are going to make you even more money after AMC and GameStop. That's the beauty of what's happening. This will never happen again. We're going to be so fucking rich. We're going to be so goddamn rich.
I think it's time to blow this thing. Get everybody in the stuff together.
Crazy.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Have a great night, everybody. Peace and well. Fucking rich. I want my fucking money. Griffin, I want my fucking money. Yo, motherfucker. Holy shit, we're gonna be so fucking rich. Great. Damn it, we're gonna be so fucking rich. I want my fucking money.
You're an original,
Hey,
aren't
yelling,
you?
give me the fucking money.